I'm happy to see a classic come back into the limelight. They're not gonna redo or remaster or remake every single classic game, but you know how some games that you played way back when, and you like, oh man, that was a good game. I wish I could see that again. Well, you know what? They did that for Popeye. Then this is the newest one. Well, as new as it can be. This game came out in 2021. And I remember when they announced it, I said, they bringing back the old Popeye arcade game. It was a ripoff of Donkey Kong. They made the old Popeye game and they put it on, I believe, practically every system back then: Atari, PlayStation, Sega CD, probably on Sega Saturn, like all those. It was a fun thing, man. One way or the other, rip off or another. It was a fun thing. Uh, to be honest with you, this purchase was more of a nostalgia kick for me. Um, my father used to take me to Chuck E. Cheese, one that was local to where I live, and he would give me all those tokens, and then those tokens, I would do what kids do. We play all the new stuff. We jump in a little car. We jump on anything that we can ride or move in, or pick up a hammer and bop the animal, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I would do that. But my father, while he was letting me enjoy myself, he would take his tokens, and in the back of that Chuck E. Cheese, there was the old Popeye arcade game. It was a classic too, man. And I noticed that the entire time we were there, he would only sit there and play that game. Sit there and play that game. Just nothing else. He loved Popeye. He loved the Popeye game. That was his thing. And it was weird because my old man just didn't. He did not care for video games at all. I came from a sports family. Basketball, baseball, football, or all three. It was exhausting sometimes, but that's just kind of how it was. And I played, you know what I mean? But I really didn't care about that. I was just a big nerd, even back then. You know what I mean? Nintendo and Mario and Zelda, that showed me what direction my life was gonna go in. It was my thing. I just really like games. I love getting lost in them. I was the first kid born in my family. I have siblings, but we have different fathers. You know what I mean? So we didn't grow up together. And my folks were still in high school, and that pregnancy. That oh my God, how are we gonna finish high school? All that. That was me. Yeah. I went to go stay with my grandparents. I ended up living there for the rest of my life, but went to go stay with my grandparents, and I had games and whatnot, but my house was quiet. It was just me. So I wasn't there 24/7, but I would get lost in games, man. The interactive storybooks. They got a story to tell, and the only way you gonna know that story is if you sit there and play through it. And that was my thing. And my father, good dude, but he just didn't care about video games. It wasn't sports. He just didn't care. Sports, 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 sports. And all to the good, one way or the other. But that's just kind of how it was. So, a lot of space between me and him was real, real empty and quiet. So, just kind of was what it was. But the one saving grace was the old Popeye Atari game. When I found out my neighbor had it, I went and borrowed it. I ended up trading them for it. Eventually, you borrow them a few times. They were moving, and then I don't remember what I traded for, but they were like, okay. And I got to keep that Popeye game on Nintendo. And when my father would come visit me, he would, which was a lot. Saw him all the time, but he would come over. Oh, you got that Popeye game? And he would sit down and he would play it, man. So when I finally got that game on the permanent, he would come over and I would turn it on, and then I would just hand him the controller. It was only time. It was only time he would let me hand him a video game controller, you know. And then we would bond over the Popeye game. That was just kind of was what it was. You know, I didn't have many of them, but that was the one thing we did share. So when I saw this game, for better or worse, and to be honest with you, I'm talking better or worse, but I enjoy this game. It is what it is. Run around, collect the hearts, run from Brutus, don't get hit. If you get desperate, pick up the spinach and go knock his lights out. Simple, you know, which once upon a time games were just a lot more simple. And in that simpleness, they were extremely creative. So, yeah, when they announced that they were doing this, I knew it wasn't going to be a big release, but I was saying it's delisted now. So I'm glad I bought it when I bought it, because this game is fun. I sit there on the couch sometimes at night and just think about old nostalgia moments from when I was a kid playing this with my father. And, you know, just kind of play the night away. You know what I mean? So, anyway, go try it out. You might like it. Well, no, never mind, because it's delisted now. But I wanted to share that memory with you. I apologize that it got delisted, but I did want to share that memory with you. Well, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe and come check me out again sometime.